Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alex with Property Buyer Connect, and today we're continuing our series on how to buy, flip, rehab, or rent properties in Philadelphia. So we had part one, which is finding houses, and today we're going to have part two, which is finding people. So after you've watched part one and kind of came up with a list of properties that you want to get in touch with the owner, right? Or whoever lives there. So the way you do that is, well, first, again, this is assuming you're doing like a cash, like you're either driving for dollars or you're walking around writing properties down, right? Some people, they just take an entire area and just track everyone down. But for our example here, what I'm thinking is you walked around a neighborhood, you took down 20, 30, 40 addresses that you think look like good potentials, and you want to get in contact with the owner. So there's a couple ways to do that. So first, you just want to create your list of properties, right? Have them down somewhere. Let me pull up my notepad. Right, so you want to create your list of properties, and then you have a couple options. You can either mail by letter or postcard to the owner, right? So how do you find the owner? Well, there's a couple different ways of finding the owner. If you have access to an MLS service or a realtor friend, you can ask them to look up public records. There's various ways online through different government websites to find property owners. You can use something like White Pages or something like that. One thing you can use in Philadelphia is, let me pull up here. You can use property.phila.gov. So I will say that, let me just get this in focus here. I will say that the record system in Philadelphia, it does take a little while to upload, so this might not exactly match the public records if it changed hands quickly, but this is one of the ways. So you can use property.phila.gov. Like I said, you could use a skip tracing service, which I'll talk about. So skip tracing service is basically a service that tracks people given a couple pieces of information, right? So their address or their name. You can get phone numbers from that, and that sort of goes into my second way of getting into contact with people, which is phone numbers. So you can use skip tracing, you can use property.phila.gov, or if you're doing this outside of Philadelphia, another local website. So, local to the town. So there's a couple of different ways of doing it. So that being said, you want to get a list of the owner's names, right? So next to yours, hold on, I'm just typing in something here, and I can't do two things at once. So yeah, you have, I just did a search for public records Philadelphia. You have Spokio, which is kind of like a skip tracing service. You can go through potentially the Department of Records. I have not tried this way, but I'm sure there's a database on here somewhere. Anyway, getting back to that. So you have a list of owners, right? And you want to mail letter or a postcard to the owner. Okay. So what you could do is you can use Every Door Direct Mail, which is a USPS service. You could just use third-party companies that do mailers. I can provide one if anyone reaches out, and I'll let you know what our company is. But they'll write the mail for you. If you only have a handful, maybe you want to write them themselves, write the owners yourselves. But there's various ways that you can mail out, you know, various ways you can get in touch via mail. Okay. You could also call the owners, right? And that brings us back to the skip tracing, right? So again, skip tracing service, I'm not going to recommend anyone on this video, but if you leave a comment and you're interested, we can definitely get you in touch with who we use. Again, you can do a search of skip tracing and you'll find certain companies. You can also you could also go on a forum like Bigger Pockets and ask people. So there's definitely ways to do it. And then they charge per record. So they might charge you a monthly fee and then like a small monthly fee for the service, and then, you know, maybe 15 or 20 cents per record. Okay. So that's basically it. So you just create your list of properties, find the owner, right? Public records or skip trace, etc. Mail or postcard to the owner or call the owners. And from there, we can go into a little bit on what to say, but again, everyone has their own different style, but I mean, it could be as easy as, hey, I saw your property at XYZ Street, and I just, I saw it was it looked vacant, I'm interested in buying properties in the area, what's going on with it? And that's how I like to start the conversation. Some people like to use scripts or, go by a very specific, script or method, but it depends on your preference. But that's part 2 of this video series. I hope it was helpful. And again, if you need any specific recommendations for companies or have any specific questions, I know I jumped around a bit here, just let me know in the comments and we'll be happy to reach out to you and help you. So thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time.